Yo, what's going on, guys? I just got back from watching The Flash, and by just I mean yesterday. Um, and I got one thing to say first. People who watched the film, right, before early screenings, they were like, "Bro, this is the best movie ever. Have you heard of Sex? This is better. Have you heard of fucking the Industrial Revolution? This is gonna make it look like child's play." The way people were talking about this film was like it was like the next step, the best thing they've ever seen. It's like God came down and gave them a message. Like they were like the next Jesus or some shit. Like they had been blessed. So I'm going in expecting, damn, this has to be the best superhero film ever made. This has to be peak fucking film. I didn't actually believe that. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I didn't. I was going into it being like, how did they fuck this up? Because I heard all the things that people were saying about how good it is. I'm like, nah, they're trying too hard. They're trying way too fucking hard to make this film seem good. And damn it, they were they were trying way too fucking hard because they just lied. The people who say that this film was good are just lying. It's not fucking true. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So the film has good action. I'll give it to them. It's kind of fun to watch a lot of the scenes, the action in it, but I don't think it's the way that they intended for it to be done. Because a lot of the times I'm laughing at the film because like goofy shit will happen, like some really goofy shit. If you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen the film, you'll know when you see it, the goofy shit. And no, I don't know. It felt kind of inconsistent as well with Barry's powers sometimes. With like, why does that work that way type stuff? But I was like, whatever, I'm like, it was just yeah, just yeah, a lot of goofy shit. I can't talk about it because it's spoilers, but a lot of goofy shit that I kind of don't like. I didn't like the entire story in general, to be honest. I thought the story was pretty bad. I like elements of it. Like it's kind of hard to describe. Okay, this film in general, with everything about it, is just I like it conceptually, I think. Where it's like if you tell me like, oh, this is gonna happen, I'll be like, oh, okay. Like very vaguely tell me, oh, and be like, yeah, it's fine. But then when you see it happening, it's like it wasn't kind of fine, was it? No. Ooh, that's weird. That's how I felt about the entire film. Where like it's just like they're onto something, but they don't quite land it. At least for me, obviously, because it is my opinion. Um, but yeah, no, that's like the entire film. Well, what's kind of fire was the music. The music did go kind of hard throughout the film. That shit was good. That shit was good. So let's talk about some of the characters. I think that the Batmen were pretty good. Because if you've seen like the trailers, you know about the Batman. I like both of them. I think that they were probably the best part of the film. Maybe Supergirl as well, because every time Supergirl was on screen, I just kind of enjoyed it. She wasn't like a complicated character at all, but I don't know, kind of just like that. She just kind of existed. She had her purpose in the story. She had like a small character arc. It was fine. And also, speaking of Supergirl, bro, like when one of the henchmen were like just standing there like, "Brr, brr, 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 I'm gonna kill you all," and she just like hit that motherfucker, and he went flying. I was like, damn, bro. I wish it was me that just got sent flying by her. Like, fuck, bro. Fuck. Uh, damn. I was born in the wrong fucking timeline. Oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, I know. Um, goofy action, goofy film. Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller. Ezra Miller's not a good person. Not at all. And my thought process was that this film was so good that even though Ezra Miller like did all this shit that he did, like this awful shit that he did, they were like, you know what, the film is good enough, we have to release it. That was like what I thought. That this film was like really like fucking gold. This is the best film like they had ever made. Period. You know, like this was peak fucking film. No, it wasn't. And Ezra Miller in the film wasn't bad. I guess to kind of separate it from the actual reality, where he is bad. Um, the film was like his performance was all right. Like it was always kind of like on the line of being maybe a bit too much, slightly annoying. It was actually kind of funny, and that's what kind of made the film tolerable, despite like the bad visuals. Which, by the way, the visuals in the film are actually really bad, and like the all right action with some, it was all right. It was all right. The film looked really bad though, and it really brings everything down a bit because the film looks bad. A lot of the action scenes have like CG and shit, and like fake stuff, and it just doesn't look good. It just does not look good at all. It did not. There's like a few scenes obviously where it's like that's passable, but some are like, you know, Ezra Miller. Yeah, his performance, they were good. They were good in it. I think that the comedy makes the film watchable a lot, like a lot. I think the best way for me to describe this film for me is that it was a fun bad film. So a film that I think has a lot of flaws, I'd say maybe bad, but it's fun to watch. And that's kind of like the most important part, to be honest, to me. Because if I go into a film and it's just bad and I'm not having a good time, then that's even worse. If I'm going in and it's bad, but I'm still having a good time, shit, I'll give it to him. I had a good time, man. You know. Um, I also don't like the way the story ends. I'm not gonna talk about it, obviously, because you know, the way it ends is so unsatisfying, and it doesn't like if you're talking about like the extended universe and connecting the shit. First of all, this universe is ending. This like DC universe like resetting it with James Gunn. But no, this one like the way it ended doesn't really matter too much. I guess it's like there's a few changes, but I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. The post credit scene is not worth staying for, by the way. Don't stay. It's not worth it. I say just walk out, leave, watch it like on YouTube at like 360p later. You'll get the same amount of enjoyment from your own home, or even like on the way to the car or some shit. But yeah, no, yeah, no, bad, bad, bad. I'm surprised. I am surprised that they released this film. That's my like takeaway from this. Because even like at serious scenes where things are meant to be funny, I was still laughing during the film. Like where things were obviously meant to not be funny, it's like a more serious scene, you know. I was still laughing, and maybe that was the intention. You know what? I don't know the intention actually. I take that back. I don't know what they were planning, but it didn't feel like they were planning that. But I was still laughing because it was so fucking goofy, and that's at least a good part. If you want a fun bad film, this one you could go watch it. Honestly, you could go watch it. It's really fucking goofy and shit, and there's a lot to laugh at. But if you want like a film that's like good storytelling, I don't think this one's it. Honestly, I really don't. But yeah, I honestly think that's about it. I don't like Ezra Miller's Flash in general. I think towards the later half of the film, I started to like kind of grow to it, but in general, not really. It was kind of like, eh. But it is what it is. I think that's all I had to really say about the film, to be honest. Oh, villain wise, I forgot about the villain. The villain's like not even important. Honestly, the villain's not that important to the film. Um, a lot of the villain stuff happens like later on. Um, so it's like whatever. I mean, they existed, they were there, they furthered the plot. They didn't have much to do, which I guess it's fine. I mean, he just serves as like something to overcome, and it's an interesting twist, an interesting way that they handle stuff in that film. And towards the end, especially, they like go like bonkers with it. They go crazy with it, which I can't talk about, obviously. But I didn't like it. It looked really bad. That scene looked really bad, and like the whole thing that was happening. I'm gonna stop talking about it because I don't think I can describe it well. With the limited amount of information I'm trying to give, so I think I'll leave it at that. So guys, the score. All right, I'm gonna give this film. It's fun bad. It's a fun bad film. I'm gonna say 6. I think a 6 out of 10. Yeah, I think a 6 out of 10 is a good rating. Maybe, maybe ask me like on another day, and I'd go like up or down like a score. But I think average 6, 6 out of 10. So guys, thank you for watching. I'm gonna do a spoiler section now where I can talk about this stuff. So let me know how you guys feel about the film if you've already seen it or all that. Just make sure you like keep it non-spoilery. Or if obviously you want to spoil it, just put like a spoiler warning, spoiler, and then put whatever you want. But don't look. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. All right, spoiler time. Spoiler time. The beginning scene was so fucking goofy. Bro, what the fuck was that? What the actual fuck was that shit? I kind of liked how like action packed it was all the fucking time, but it was so goofy. I'm just standing there like, are you serious? Are you serious? This is what's happening? And it was so goofy and it looked so bad. Like, I don't know, maybe I haven't looked at babies long enough where I don't know what they look like. They look like shit. I don't know. I don't know what it was. It just looked bad to me. But it was creative though. I'll give it some very creative scene. But God, I fucking hated it. I liked it because I'm like watching like, oh my God, this is so fucking goofy. And that's the point, I guess. But holy shit, I didn't understand why they did some shit like that. It felt so out of place in the DC universe, you know? Even if Marvel did this, it'd feel out of place. If any show did this, I'd feel out of place, unless it was like a comedy, which this was trying to be on the line of comedy, funny, and also not. So I never gave it a score, did I? Shit. All right. Okay, I'm gonna like edit this into the. You're seeing like future me talk about this, but I'm gonna edit into past me. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that's right. The film. So beginning goofy. I like seeing Alfred. I like seeing Batman. I like the Batman scenes a lot. A lot of what Batman does. Although God, with the amount of damage they cause, the collateral is fucking wild. I am surprised at like how they just like glance over all the shit that's happening and how many people die. Because a lot of people are 100% dying. It is wild to me that they just let all that shit happen. But whatever, it is what it is. The chase scene was cool. It looked awesome. It was sick, goofy, like always, but sick. Um, being a sick, I'm feeling kind of sick too, man. It's fucking sucked. What else is there? What else is there? What happened after that? Okay, yeah. So I guess I'm just gonna skip forward. Like a lot of the stuff that happens with like the dad and the court scene stuff. Iris West was kind of like weird to me. I didn't think they set that up well at all. Actually, I thought it was like really out of place. It's like he just like insulted him, but like I don't know. It was weird. It was really weird. I didn't like it. I did not like that stuff at all. Iris West got better as later on in the film, but that beginning intro scene was with her was it was out of place. I don't feel like it was natural to then have it progress to their friendship. I thought that was really fucking weird. Um, so I don't know if a girl came up to me, bro. I don't care if I have a crush on her, bro. If she dissed me like that, bro, like get out of here, bro. Get out of here, bro. What you saying? What are you saying right now? Because that's like some out of pocket shit. What she said, some real out of pocket shit. Because I was like, oh man, you let her talk to you like that? Shit. I felt like instigating. Also, wait, one more thing I actually need to mention about the intro scene. Whenever he mentioned when he was talking about like the mental health stuff about like to the lady and that like joke, I'm like, God damn. Did no one see the irony in Ezra Miller talking about getting mental help? Did no one see the irony there? or just some shit like that. It was just wild to me. It was insane to me. But whatever. Let's just skip forward a bit. I like the dad scene. Some emotional moment there. That was actually an emotional moment, high key, that I kind of felt. Still a bit goofy, not quite there. But I kind of felt it a bit more. So I think I can give the film that, you know. It did have like that moment. I was like, damn, that's kind of real. Um, then that whole shit happens. I kind of like that. And then Batman talks to him about the past stuff. He goes back and changes it anyway, thinking he could do like a small thing, even though like I feel like his logic is like a bit of copium. But I get it. When you're emotional, you know, you do whatever you want. You cope, you know, you just kind of like find a way. But it was also kind of very irrational the way that it kind of like happened. It's like obviously it's gonna have an effect if you change shit. But I actually like the way that they explain like changing stuff in the past, the way that the time travel works. I actually kind of fucked with it, to be honest. I thought it was kind of a cool way to explain it. But yeah. Uh, what happened after that? Oh yeah, he goes back in time. I like the way he. I don't like the way he runs. I like the way he time travels. I think those scenes look kind of cool, actually. I think they look kind of sick. The way that it kind of just all like is around him and he runs back and all that. I thought it was like interesting. It was an interesting way to like a time travel, and I thought that was kind of cool. Um, next, what happened next? What happened next? He goes back in time. It's the stupidest shit. I could not help but laugh. But all he changed was a tomato soup can being put into a cart. And something about the change being something as minor and insignificant as that had me kind of laughing. Like, I could not take it seriously. That all it was a can of soup. But you know what? I also kind of understand like the emotional weight of it. It's like all it was a can of soup. You know, all of this was caused by it. So yeah, I mean that's that. What else is there? What else is there? He does that. He goes back. He gets stopped midway through by some mysterious individual who we know nothing about. I thought it was gonna be well, is it Zoom? I forgot what was the one that like stops like I don't know, whatever. I just thought it was gonna be something else. I'm like, oh man, I wonder what this is. It looks really fucking creepy, so I thought that was kind of cool. Like what stopped him, and then he meets like his past self from a different timeline. They do their shenanigans. I actually, bro, I love the past self. Key, the way he laughs, like that was so fucking good. The entire time, like at first, I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna get annoying. But as I heard it more and more, I just kept on laughing. I was like, that's so fucking silly. That is so fucking silly. It's perfect. Yeah, that's just the entire film going through like that type of stuff. Yes, they do their stuff. I like their interactions. The two Flashes interacting. They do what they gotta do. Um, Trying to remember what happens next. They find Batman. I liked Michael Keaton's Batman a lot. The one thing I didn't like was that a lot of his dialogue and yeah, just a lot of the dialogue was really fucking goofy. It was silly. And I've said that a lot throughout this entire review. The word silly and goofy. That's what it is. That's what this film is. It's silly and goofy. And so a lot of like these scenes are just kind of like I'm just kind of laughing at them. So yeah, I mean that's that. They go on their adventure. I like the kind of arc that he goes through. I did enjoy like the Batman stuff. I actually liked it a lot. Also the twist of Barry losing his powers and the other Barry gaining his powers. I thought that was kind of cool. Puts him in like a different role. Forces the character to kind of grow a bit and to be more mature. Which I think they fuck on it later. They like shit on that arc later in the film, but whatever. So we keep on going. We keep on going. And oh yeah, they go to Russia. Yeah, they do like their whole investigation squad. They go to Russia. They meet Supergirl. God bless her soul. Fucking love her. Um, They save her, they take her out, she kills a bunch of or kills a bunch of Russians. The luckiest men alive for sure. And then she kind of like sees Zod going. Oh, also Zod's invading. I thought that was kind of interesting to put it at the point in the past where Zod was invading, and have that be the villain. I thought that was like an interesting move to make. I actually kind of fucked with it, where it's like a villain from the past and something as big as Zod. It's pretty good. But yeah, they had her fight him. She just kept on dying. Wait, I think I'm going a bit too far. She saw him killing some people. She had a change of heart. She's like, damn, this is fucked up. This human saved me. Maybe not all humans are bad. And yeah, she just learned that, kind of like Optimus. Spoiler for Transformers. Um, but yeah, what else? What else? That's my bad, by the way, about the Transformers shit. It's not a major spoiler anyway, so it's fine. But what else? What else? What else? What else? They reform. They go to the battlefield together, all together, and that final fight was so goofy to me. The part where Batman like just kills himself by going into the fucking thing, right? And then they go back in time to change that, right? But when they go back, he's about to do it. He's like, "Don't do it. It's force field protected." He's like, "Okay," and then just flies away, bro. That shit was so fucking funny. He's like, "Okay." All right, and then he just flies away. I do like that the film is hammering in that it's inevitable in this universe. They lose. She just dies over and over. Like, Supergirl dies, Batman dies. They just die over and over and over again. And I really like that. Where they go back, he's desperate to try to change it. You see him slowly start to become deformed with like the thing in him, like the metal shard thing, and all that. I also like his costume and the way that they bring back his powers. A little goofy, but I thought it was fine. I forgot to mention that, so I'm gonna mention it now. Bro, when they kept on going back and then they do it again and again and again and again and again, I thought it was just kind of interesting, and I kind of fucked with it. At first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. But when you see like how inevitable it is, everything they do, try to change it, I actually kind of fucked with it. And at this point, I thought it was our main character, and this is the part that pisses me off about the film. Our main protagonist, like the main Barry, the older one, I thought it was him learning, being like, damn, I can't change the past. Some things are just inevitable and meant to happen. It is what it is type. That's like the lesson he was learning. To let go, to be like, yes, things happen in life that are shitty, but we can't change these things. We can only move forward. Remember the people, and that's it. I think that's a good message, honestly. So he has to go back and change things, make it right. I do like the reveal that it's basically just Savitar from like that the younger Barry became the villain, and he just kind of like a future version of himself went back in time. I like the way that all kind of like just wraps up, maybe a bit too quick because you don't really see like you see hints of his fall to evil, but I don't think we see enough of it or like this obsession with it. I guess it's not really evil to be fair. It's just kind of like him being very desperate to save like the world and shit. But I didn't see it. I think it was a bit too much. Like I didn't get why he was so motivated. I didn't understand it. So I kind of like had to be like, yeah, whatever. I guess he just really cares a lot about this. But I didn't see it. I didn't see it there. So yeah, I like the twist. I like that he just kills himself. Basically, it all wraps up. He goes back in time, and I like the scene he has with his mom. Right? And oh my god, this entire film, he's learning he cannot change the past. He should not change the past. It is what it is the lesson. So he has a moment with his mom. That's whatever, that's fine. He takes a tomato soup, puts it back on the shelf, and that's it. That's where it should have ended. It should have been him going back in time, accepting shit. It would have been a sad ending, but it's like a good one for the character. Accepting how things are. Nothing has changed. We go back to the OG timeline. That's not what happened. What happened was he changed shit. He made it so his dad could be released from prison. And that's bullshit. Because the whole point is you can't change shit. He learned the tomato soup shit. You can't change it. That's gonna have an effect. Even talking to his mom probably would have had an effect, but whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't know what it would have done anyway. Who cares? She went back home and died anyway. So I was willing to overlook that and be like, yeah, that's what always happened in the timeline. You know, he talked to his mom before. But he changed it so that his dad can be freed from prison. And that's bullshit to me. Because it kind of goes against like what he was learning this film, which is to just let it go and be like, yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is. So that part really like made me go like, oh, God, that sucks. That's not good. And then his shit with Iris, I guess, like, whatever, that happens. And yeah, that's honestly about it for the film. I Yeah, 6 out of 10, maybe a 5. I like the Flash costumes though. At least I thought they were kind of cool. The costumes in general, all the costumes were cool. So yeah, that's about it. Post credit scene, not worth it. It's just kind of like whatever, a joke. I didn't really care. The universe is ending anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. So yeah, have a good one, guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all for whatever film. I think Elemental might be, bro. There's a lot of films. Elemental, Oppenheimer, and Barbie. Those three are like kind of next in line. So I'll be making a review for all those. So peace out. Have a good one.